On June 19th, 1966, three American-made sports cars, powered by modified Ford stock engines, made an incredible 1-2-3 sweep of the world's most coveted endurance championship, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. On the day of their victory, the Americans announced they would return to defend their title. From Paris, you drive south and west for about 4 hours along Victory Road, the route used by the armored divisions of General Patton in his drive to Paris during World War II. In June, the countryside is at its peak of pastoral beauty. A leisurely trip takes you through a number of quiet little French communities, typical of the farm country in the south of France. During most of the year, Le Mans is one of the quietest, until the month of June, when nearly 500,000 racing enthusiasts suddenly converge and transform it into the motor racing capital of the world. During most of the year, the fastest thing in town is a bicycle, mainly because it can squeeze through slow-moving auto traffic along narrow cobblestone streets. Suddenly, it's race week, and along with nearly every gendarme in the south of France comes the world's finest racing machinery. World-famous drivers, Mario Andretti, winner of the most recent international endurance race at Sebring. Dan Gurney, America's most versatile race driver, winner at Riverside 4 straight years. A.J. Foyt, 3-time winner at Indy, but here at Le Mans, he's only a rookie. Bruce McLaren, last year's winner at Le Mans. A.J. Foyt and Dan Gurney raced against each other at Indy just 12 days earlier. Now they are teammates driving one of the new Mark IV Fords. This is the first day of practice over the tortuous Le Mans course, and all the world's most exotic racing machines are here to qualify for a place on the starting grid. Foyt gets ready for practice in the number 1 Mark IV. He's never driven the track before, and this is the first time he's been in the sleek new Ford. The Scarfiotti Ferrari has already posted laps of 3 minutes, 34 seconds, and a tough team of Porsches are keeping pace with the fire-red Ferrari racing team. Gurney takes over the number 1 Ford and qualifies it at 3:29, good enough for number 9 position on the starting grid. Bruce McLaren in a Mark II takes the pole position. Surprisingly, the Ford Mark IIs are faster than the Mark IVs. The Ford racing team has rented space in the Peugeot garage near Le Mans, and after the first day's practice, the normal tear-down and inspection is complicated by a serious new problem. The Mulsanne straightaway of the Le Mans course has just been resurfaced. When the incredibly fast Fords reach their peak speeds in excess of 215 miles per hour, small pebbles are picked up from the new surface and thrown with enough velocity to crack the windshields. They must all be replaced, and the supply is short. Work goes on far into the night, and hopes for another American victory depend not only on speed and durability, but also on solving the unexpected problems. Race day at Le Mans. It seems the entire crowd of more than 300,000 has descended onto the track for one last close-up look at the incredible racing machines. Ferrari has 3 of their factory P4s in the top 10, and they finished 1, 2, 3 in the only other 24-hour race of the season at Daytona. The candy-colored Fords are the fastest, with 6 of the top 10 starting positions. And then there are the Porsches, the tough green and white cars that travel in packs, waiting for failure of the faster cars to move them closer to the lead. Miraculously, the track begins to clear as 55 drivers prepare for the world's most famous traffic jam, the Le Mans start of the 24 Hours of Endurance. Ronnie Bucknam, driving the number 57 Ford Mark II, leads the pack off the starting grid. A snarling pack of Ferraris, Fords, and Porsches scream into the first turn and under the Dunlop Bridge, all in pursuit of Ronnie Bucknam and the privilege of being first lap leader at Le Mans. Bucknam leads the pack down Mulsanne Straight. From above, you can see the Fords accelerating up to 220 miles per hour down the 3.6-mile straightaway. So remarkably fast, they soon move out of range of the camera helicopter. From more than 200 miles per hour, Bucknam must quickly decelerate to less than 30 miles per hour in order to negotiate a sharp right-hand turn. Bucknam is the first lap leader. Here comes the rest of the pack, 2 Ferrari P4s and 2 Fords. Dan Gurney, driving the number 1 Ford Mark IV, has already moved up and is in 5th position as the second lap begins. Bucknam's number 57 car is one of the updated Ford Mark IIs, similar to the cars that won here at Le Mans last year, and also made a sweep at both Daytona and Sebring. They weren't supposed to be as quick as the Ford Mark IV, which won the 1967 Sebring race, driven by Mario Andretti. All 6 of the Ford entries are powered by modified 427 cubic inch Ford engines, similar to those used in stock cars on the NASCAR circuit. The race is into the second hour now, and some of the slower cars have already been lapped by the leaders. Gurney, driving the number 1 Ford Mark IV, has steadily moved through the pack. Now, from the air, we see Gurney quickly accelerating to become the leader on the 48th lap. Gurney has been driving for about 2 hours now, and teammate A.J. Foyt waits for his turn behind the wheel. The bright red Ford comes into the pits. Tires are checked and changed. Fuel is added, and Gurney holds a quick conference with A.J. Things seem to be going well for the Ford team, and everyone seems confident. Foyt begins his 2-hour stint behind the wheel, his first appearance in competition at Le Mans, and with only 10 practice laps under his belt. At this stage, Gurney thinks things are going too easy, and the car is running flawlessly. The expected challenge from Ferrari hasn't developed. Maybe he set too fast a pace. 15 cars have already dropped out, trying to keep up with the bright red Ford. And now there's a rookie driver in the car. In the fading light, the Ford cars are doing incredibly well. Dennis Hulme in a Mark II Ford has set a new lap record of 3 minutes, 23 and 6/10 seconds. Mario Andretti equals that mark in his Ford Mark IV. A.J. Foyt, the rookie everyone was worrying about, has charged into a 7-lap lead. Roger McCluskey and Joe Schlesser, both in Mark IIs, complete a 5-car team of Fords that are leading the way. It's midnight now, and the race has been underway for 8 hours, with 16 grueling hours to go. While off-duty drivers and pit crews grab a few precious moments of rest and relaxation, the spectators at Le Mans have their own way of relaxing. At 3:30 in the morning, the whole complexion of the race changes when Andretti spins his car, bounces off the wall, and stops in the middle of the track. Seconds later, McCluskey and Joe Schlesser spin out, trying to avoid Andretti. No one is injured, but all 3 cars must be retired. As morning comes, the only news is that Ford has already established new lap records. Very few are aware that the Gurney-Foyt Ford is the lone defender of the Le Mans Championship. 2 factory Ferraris are in hot pursuit, now in 2nd and 3rd position. The long night and the steady whine of powerful engines has cast a spell over those who have braved the night. And as dawn breaks, the pace picks up on the racetrack, and the indomitable racing fans in the infield, in their own way, prepare for a new day. By now, the number 1 Ford has established a lead of 32 miles, almost 4 full laps. And once again, trouble strikes. Bruce McLaren is in 4th position, and as he accelerates along the Mulsanne Straight, the top of his car comes loose. He's forced to slow down and hold it on by hand. The crowd applauds as he returns to the pits, and a quick repair job gets underway. Only 2 of the pit crewmen are allowed to work on the car. They are kept under close surveillance by race officials to ensure that only tools and material already in the pits are used to make repairs. Mechanics come up with some pretty wild innovations, like adhesive tape, in order to patch the car together. And rules are very strict here, too. The car must be absolutely safe before it is permitted to return to the track. The repair job is successful, and McLaren leaves the pits with just a few minutes to spare in order to hold 4th position. With only 6 hours to go, the 24 hours of Le Mans becomes less a race of speed and more a contest of durability and endurance. Only 16 of the original 55 cars are still in the race. Dan Gurney drives the number 1 Ford for his last shift before turning it over to A.J. Foyt, waiting in the pits, who is scheduled to finish the race. With less than 4 hours to go, Gurney is leading by more than 32 miles. The Scarfiotti Ferrari is 2nd, another Ferrari is 3rd, and Bruce McLaren in the only other Ford is 4th. The Ferraris begin to pick up the pace, hoping to push the leading Ford into a breakdown. These are the critical hours for Gurney. He's been this close to winning major races many times before. Mechanical failure stopped him in the Le Mans last year after he had led the race for 18 hours, and again when he was only 2 minutes from winning at Sebring in 1966. Now, once again, he is within a breath of winning the toughest, most grueling, and the most significant endurance race of them all. Now, A.J. Foyt is driving his last shift. In the final few minutes of the race, Foyt can't help but think of what happened to him just 12 days before at Indianapolis, when the situation was reversed. He was chasing Parnelli Jones, who seemed unbeatable in his turbine-powered car, and at the last moment, Foyt, the pursuer, became Foyt, the winner. Now he is the one being pursued, and his car must last for 24 hours instead of just 3. There's the checkered flag. Dan Gurney climbs atop the Ford Mark IV to join teammate Foyt for a ride to the winner's circle. It's an all-American win. The veteran Dan Gurney from California, the hard-charging A.J. Foyt from Texas, and the durable Mark IV Ford from Dearborn, Michigan. Together, they've covered 3,267 miles at an average speed of 135 miles an hour, both new records. It's the second win in a row for Ford and the first All-American win of the grueling 24 hours of endurance at Le Mans.
One of the few real road courses in the United States takes the sports car racing spotlight as a national championship race draws the world's top drivers and their cars. This Italian-made Ferrari is just one of 40 different types in the 100-mile Torrey Pines feature. Car number 80 is a Curtis Chrysler Roadster. Bill Murphy will drive this Curtis Buick over the 2.5-mile course. A 4.5-liter Ferrari is the entry of Gordy Giberson. Carroll Shelby is the driver. This four-wheeled rocket is a Hawkins Special Roadster. Another Ferrari shows that the Italian car is one of the favorites of sports car racers. The English Jaguar is usually a top contender. Starter Al Torres gives the warm-up signal, and 50 high-powered automobiles ease up to the starting point. The green flag goes down. Powerful engines let out a deafening roar, and we're off on a dangerous and thrilling 40-lap trip over the Torrey Pines road course. On the first hairpin curve, the cars are bumper to bumper as they jockey for position, then pick up speed in the straightaway. Speeding down the flat part of the course, the drivers roll by at better than 100 miles per hour. They slow down for the turns, but sometimes not enough. This driver had quite a scare, but he's ready to pull out and make up for lost time. The corkscrew turns in the course really slow them up. Watch car number 20 take the curve on the inside and leave the others behind. That's Carroll Shelby, and that bit of driving sends him to the front. "10,000 spectators line the course to watch this classic event. Shelby and his Ferrari is still on top and is really burning up the road. One slip of the wheel on these deadly curves can leave you far behind. A few seconds can mean victory or defeat." With 75 miles behind them and 10 laps remaining, the drivers increase the tempo and push their cars to the limit of man and machine. At a blistering pace, spins out on a curve to lose valuable seconds. He's right back and sets out after the leader. Carroll Shelby pushes his Ferrari, number 20C, and is showing the way. Phil Hill, winner at Beverly the week before, is in second place. And Bill Murphy in car number 47 is in hot pursuit of the two leaders. With one lap, just 2.5 miles remaining, it's still a tight race, and the drivers go all out. The starter unfurls the checkered flag, and at the finish, it's Carroll Shelby blazing past the winner of the Torrey Pines feature. Phil Hill is second and Bill Murphy third. Shelby and his Ferrari average better than 65 miles per hour over the tight and deadly course. Carroll takes the checkered flag, the symbol of victory. But somebody goofed, as the flag drops off to the amusement of Shelby and the spectators. But the 32-year-old Texas oil man is the victor at Torrey Pines.